9. This call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring and recording, and the location of your phone will be obtained. For more information about our privacy policy, please visit www.connectnetwork.com. After the beep, press 5 to accept this call. This call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring, recording, and the location of your phone will be obtained. Stay on the line to accept this call. Thank you for using GTL.
Good evening. I don't consent to the recording of this call. Any information?
Yeah, Mike. I got letters from Dorothy, and they were scanned, copied, and mailed to you. So that went out today. That came in today, and they went out today. Your wife said, I got to read a core links, but your wife's not too keen on, it's not that she's not too keen, it just doesn't appear that she's going to be able to get you that affidavit in time. I know that's bad news, and I know that you were asking people in the church area to go visit her to give an affidavit, but I haven't heard of anybody responding. It says, hey Rudy, if I can get my paperwork done correctly and get on the list, the notary will be in on the 25th. That is the best I can do, as that is the way they do it here. I will put it in the mail then, but I doubt you can get it in time. So that was the latest from Pat.
Did Dorothy say they sent the information to the Office of Protocol?
So I was a little surprised at that. I got two letters from Dorothy, and here's let me bring it up. If I sound a little out of it, you got to understand my situation that is going on outside our phone calls. But anyway, trying to recall. Okay, so there was two letters. There was a little post-it notes on each one. One of them said to mail it to some address. I don't know what the address was, but whatever the address was, I copied it and mailed it to that other address. It also said to mail you a copy. Okay, and I made a scan of it too, and I got to find the scan to refresh my memory of what it is, what's in there. But I'm trying to find it now. So hold on, Michael Parsons. Hold on, Michael. Okay.
So they did not mail it. Did they send it to you via mail or via internet?
It came to me via mail, and what was surprising to me is that they were instructing me to mail you a copy and mail this other agency a copy, and I'm like, why didn't they do that? But I just. Yeah, but anyway, one of them was a 8-page legal document. It starts off, the Honorable Grand Chief Stanley Stump Sr., Dear Honorable Grand Chief Stanley Stump Sr. It's a long letter, and then there's like 8 legal pages, and that's all coming to you. And then there was another thing called the Office of Protocol, and she said, send a copy to you and the USA State Department office, which I did. I put it in the State Department, and a copy's coming to you. Oh, also, there's no limit on the amount of papers you can get, right? I mean, if I put like 10 pieces of paper in an envelope, some prisons only allow... Okay,
no,
all right.
No,
okay.
No, I got one from Tammy that had 100 sheets in it.
All right. Well, I wrote legal mail all over it, and, so I followed the instructions, whatever it said, but I was just surprised they didn't mail it directly to you and mail it to the USA State Department. I don't know why I had to do it, but I did it.
I don't know. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
For anyone that's listening, there's a parole hearing, I believe, next week. If anyone can contact the Tennessee Board of Paroles at 615-741-1150 and let them know I'm in the Douglas County Jail in Omaha, Nebraska, and if they can coordinate that here, these people will do it if they're asked to, but they have to be asked. I'm not in the Tipton County Jail. I have a right to a parole hearing, and if someone needs to talk to a supervisor or maybe even contact Deborah Moody, the state representative in the Tipton County area where my farm is, and light a fire underneath her and say, hey, you got a guy that's been railroaded into prison for failing to show up for court when he didn't have a court order. You're the representative. You can get on the horn to the Tennessee Board of Parole and get them to facilitate this hearing to get him out of prison that he would have had a year ago had they given him the hearing a year ago. And the only reason they're holding me Well, for the most part, is because I'm serving time in Tennessee. And if this parole was approved, which it should be, because from what I've been told, I've got the longest sentence ever given for failure to appear in court. It's insane. It's criminal. But I tried calling, and the Border Patrol will not answer the phone when I call from here. Also, this Tipton County deputy who testified at the hearing a year ago, saying that he testified at the parole hearing claiming he was the other deputy who arrested me, who was subsequently fired after being caught planting evidence on someone else. If the parole board knows that this guy lied at that parole hearing in 2015, they may just see that the whole thing is political, which it is, and order my immediate release, and then seek to go to the governor and say, you know what, maybe you need to go ahead and sign that exoneration form after all, because it looks like this guy's just a political prisoner, life's being destroyed because of evil people.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Did you also, just to share with you, there was a Todd Engel. He was with the Bundys. He was simply a supporter. Very good guy. Everybody loves him to death. He went before this Gloria Judge Navarro or something, and he got 14 freaking years. Everybody's really upset about it, but
14 years.
Yeah.
For what?
Because he supported the Bundys. I think it was. Hey, babe, what was exactly Todd Engel's?
60 seconds.
I don't know, something about obstruction of justice and extortion, and all he did was like go to the Bundys and like help them.
What about those two guys that Trump just pardoned up in Oregon?
Yeah.
If we can find out how they got pardoned, who was behind it, was it them sending a petition or somebody else? How did that happen? How are these people getting contact to Trump? Because I'm confident if we got access to Trump, if he knew what was going on, he would free us all. Or at least start the ball rolling, hopefully.
Yeah, well, it's just a drop in a rainstorm when he pardoned the Hammonds. I mean, we got a whole bunch of people that need to be pardoned.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He could take your list and start at the top and work down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's been there the longest? Let's start letting them out.
Yeah.
The whole thing is a crime syndicate destroying people's lives for fear that they might expose it's a corporation posing as government. And it's, you know...
Thank you for using GTL.
I forgot already. Obstruction of justice and...
For just a minute, I've been moved to Omaha.
An inmate at the Douglas County Jail. To accept this call, press 0. To refuse this call, hang up or press 1. To prevent calls from this facility, press 9. Hello. This is a prepaid debit call from...
It's me for just a minute. I've been moved to Omaha.
An inmate at the Douglas County Jail. To accept this call, press 0. To refuse this call, hang up or press... This call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring, recording, and the location of your phone will be obtained. For more information about our privacy policy, please visit www.connectnetwork.com. After the beep, press 5 to accept this call. This call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring, recording, and the location of your phone will be obtained. Stay on the line to accept this call. Thank you for using GTL.
I don't consent to recording on this call. Update. I sent out a mass mailing about 5 days ago. I just got the property release forms where they show the money that they took out for the postage. They sent out every one of my letters to the senators, to Trump, to the Office of Protocol, to the USCCA. There's only one they did not send. Only one. The Second Amendment Foundation, Alan Godley. The question is, why? Obviously, every time there's something that they do not talk about on my petitions, on my motions and petitions that I file, when I cite certain things, they don't even respond talking about it. That's the weak links in their armor. like this goofy troll on the internet that's basically committing fraud and slander and libel against me and his cohort. They will not talk about the fact that the Chilcoot Nation is a sovereign First Nation, as recognized by Canada in the Chilcoot Nation versus British Columbia and the Tusi Indian Band versus West Fraser Limited from 1994. And therein lies the issues. They are not going to acknowledge or try to poo-poo those things that destroy their case. The fact that Laxton shouted us 29 times, they don't talk about that. They will not get the copy of the Covington Leader where he admitted to Donna Turner, the former FBI agent, former chief deputy, now head of a women's prison in Tennessee, will not acknowledge that she interviewed him and he admitted to her, and it's quoted in the paper. I shot into the uninhabited wooded area across the street and then crossed the street to get a better shot, which would have indicated he's the criminal committing the crime against us. He is the aggressor. Without probable cause, he attacked my family. And he knew Mrs. Parsons was standing there, and he knew I was standing there. Regardless if he admits it or not, it's reckless endangerment and felony animal cruelty, and shooting at and killing what you believe to be a wolf would be a mens rea for a federal crime of killing an endangered species at the time. Oh, and when he heard me say, stop shooting, and he continued, that's a mens rea for attempted first-degree murder. But that little legal brain of his doesn't seem to want to grasp those concepts. He's weak.
Yeah, their God is the state. They love worshiping the state. They love obeying and submitting, and they call them the higher authorities. I mean, they're just sick. They're sick individuals who have no idea what human liberty and human freedom and the principles of this country are all about. I'm just sick and tired of people like them.
Well, he's probably a bar card carrying attorney who can't get a job because people know he's a crook. And remember, the original 13th Amendment forbid any attorneys in this country because they were crooks. They're loyal to the bar that they take an oath to, the British Accreditation Registry or the London Lawyers Guild, whatever it is. But I thought it's interesting. If somebody can reach out to the Second Amendment Foundation, Tim Schmitz with the U.S. Concealed Carry Association. He's got this big pack of information coming. If he has the ability to share that with Alan Gottlieb of Second Amendment Foundation, they kind of go after the same types of things, but this is a Second Amendment case that the information I've sent them would be beneficial to both, and it could undo this 1968 Gun Act once and for all.
Yep. Well, I pray somebody can do that. It's almost sometimes I feel, Mike, like we're just talking to people in Sodom and Gomorrah, man. I hope there's somebody out there that's listening that can do something, and God works a miracle.
Well, I know everybody's busy, and if they choose not to, they choose not to. I pray that God's people will step up and engage when and where they can. I know that the fight that we're fighting is a good fight, and it's benefiting everyone, because once they disarm you, folks, it's over. It's game over. They just come and mow you down unless you're going to bow your knee to them and submit to their will, and you're going to become a Caesar worshiper just like them. Then you'll be here just like me. That's your choice. Without that Second Amendment, you have no other rights.
No, you're absolutely right. They are definitely trying to disarm Americans. There's no doubt about that.
That's what it's all about. And if we undo this, it stops this once and done nonsense. It used to be prior to 68, when you get out of jail, here's your guns, Mr. Smith, going, peace, do no wrong. You paid your debt to society, you're square with the house. Well, it's all about disarming the people. And look at the people that they incarcerate the most, the blacks. I mean, it's a plain fact. In this jail I'm in right now, I've just got moved to the religious module, and it is 98% Caucasian. In the unit I just came from, it's 98% black.
Yeah.
So it's clearly, in the trustees mod, it's probably 90% or better Caucasian. But in the rank and file, it's 98% black. It's very obvious who they're going after, and the population in the city is probably less than 8% black.
Wow. Yeah, that's
so
insane.
It's just like, it's population control, and it's criminal.
Yeah.
It's they're afraid of Native Americans and they're afraid of the black man, and anything that they're afraid of, they want to destroy. That's the culture of the Europeans. I mean, that was the way it was when the Europeans were, in this area in the early 1800s, and that was Miss Wilder, the one that wrote the books about the Little House on the Prairie. They hated the Native Americans because they didn't understand them. They didn't understand people that lived in harmony with the land and wanted to keep what was theirs. They thought, well, who are you? You're subhuman. And we're not. We are humans.
Yeah.
But I pray that people...
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Otherwise, we'll just be another byline and a face on a business card that's passed around until it becomes a bookmark. And that would be a shame.
Well, we're gonna continue to do what we're doing and try to shine some light on this, Mike. I know we're gonna run out of time, but I hope you get some letters. Some letters are headed your way.
Well, I'm not calling anybody else. You're the last person I'll call. I've given up on everybody else. I've asked people to send stuff and send me back stuff that I've sent them, and they're just not doing it. So, my efforts are focused on what I can do, and I'm sorry for those folks that have chosen to abandon ship, but I guess they've been on the other side all along. Or when the going gets tough, they decide.
Thank you for using GTL.